I dated a guy for 5 years only to get my heart broken and find out that he was actually cheating on me this entire time. And here how the story goes. Hi there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Thank You Universe podcast. I'm your host, Swarnali Saha Bahel. You can call me Swara, bringing all the big sister vibes to you. Ready to chat about all the real stuffs about life, like all those life lessons, mess ups, heartbreak, breakups, and all those haha moments of life, which at that moment we feel very hurtful, but later realize and laugh about it. So, whether you are tuning in with your morning coffee or unwinding your day or unwinding down after a long day at work or listening to me while driving through the traffic to commute to work, let's make this space our happy place and safe place to learn, laugh, and grow together. And today's episode is about a personal story from my life, which I have shared with very limited people. And I think even my parents don't know about it. Only the closest friends and my husband knows about it, and I have never spoken about it out and loud because I think it took me a really long time to get healed. And now that I feel like it was one of those haha moments that made me learn a lot of things and made me the strong woman that I am today. So definitely I'm very grateful about whatever happened, but at that time it was really stressful, hurtful, insulting, and yeah, somewhat stupid as well. So let me start from beginning. So the story starts during my college days, and it's a real story from the many episodes of my life. So we started dating around 2014, and he was 1 year senior to me in college, and it was like a dream come true. And it was like a match made in heaven. Same cast, same culture, which happens to be a big thing in our society, by the way. Everything was smooth, and we were just living the best lives of our engineering life. But somehow, after dating for 2 years, I got to know that he has a best friend, a female best friend, which is normal, very normal. It happens, nothing out of the world, very normal thing. Then 6 months later I found out that they have been hanging out a little way too much, more than how much I was hanging out with my boyfriend. They even had nicknames for each other for some reason, I don't know what. So at some point, I started to get some vibes. You know, when you are dating someone, you are very close to that person, and something happens, so you get certain intuitions, or you get to know certain things. It just happens like that, and I was not getting very good vibes, so I had my doubts. And a year later that I found out that he was actually cheating on me. So everything that I felt about all those wrong vibes and those intuitions were actually true. I should have listened to it, but somehow I ignored. So after lots of fight, lots of rona dhona, lots of drama, the 20-year-old me decided to stay back with him and continue this relationship, because how can you blame a 20-year-old me? In my mind, I am just a very ordinary girl who happens to find the love of her life, and I can't let that person go just like that. It will crush me, and that's what I thought when I was 20 years old. So I knew this girl. She was 1 year senior to me, which means they and him, which means both of them were in the same year, and they were from different departments, but they were in the same year, and both of them are like 1 year senior to me. And we had the same girls hostel, and she was in the same hostel as me, so I have met her quite a few times, and I really liked her. Very pretty, beautiful woman. um, and I never actually had a problem with her, to be very honest. Somehow, maybe I was very mature. I should have had some problems with her, right? But I didn't. I always felt that she's very sweet, very nice girl, and I always um, prayed for the best for her, and I still do, by the way. Well, eventually after another year, college gets over. Since he was 1 year senior to me, he got placed, got a job, shifted to Pune, and I was in my final year of college. My placement season was going on. Eventually, even I got a job, and in 2017, I shifted to Pune. That was my job location, by the way. So basically, in 2017, I moved to Pune. 22 years old, recent college pass out girl with lots of dreams and hope and inspiration to make her life in a big city. And of course, to marry the love of her life, or at least I thought he was. The actual story actually starts here. So when I reached Pune, I got a place to stay. I was staying there with my college friends, and he was staying there with his college friends. And most of the days we would meet after work, either have dinner out, or we would cook at each other homes and have our dinner together with all our friends. And it was exactly like that scene in Friends season. Something I always hoped for. This is how I imagined my life to be after college. That I get placed, in a big city, living with my friends, having the fun of my life. And yes, I was. So around 2018, I realized that he is going out on trips a little way too often, getting irritated by whatever I getting irritated on me, and not giving the appropriate attention that I needed as a girlfriend of 4 plus years now. I had my doubts again, but somehow I kept ignoring it. He would go on these trips very often and tell me that he's going to meet his school friends or college friends, and I would believe him. But somehow I never got the right vibe. Till I found out that he was actually traveling to meet her, hang out with her, stay with her, and I was somehow just time pass, maybe. It did break my heart, but I chose to be with him once again. What a mad woman. What a mad woman. I know, I was. I agree. But what else do you expect from a 22 years old? Just passed out from college, in her new job, making her career. Um, from I felt like I was very close to him from my heart, like very attached, and I would share a lot of things with him. But somehow we were never on the same page, and it took me a really long time to realize that. And then finally in 2018, I think I got some brains, and I broke up with him for good. It took me a really long time to realize my self worth and how I want people to treat me and how I want to get treated. But for a 22 years old girl, when I look back now, for a 22 years old girl in a new city, everything was new to her, and this was the only person she knew so closely for so many years. And suddenly breaking everything out did put her in a very bad mental stage. I still have fear of getting cheated, because I still consider that do whatever you want, but cheating is like the ultimate crime that you can do, because it hurts the other person in a very bad way. So all this time when he was cheating on me, and I knew about it and still chose to be with him, I realize now it's because I was so young, immature, did not know what to do, and I felt like if I leave him, I will lose myself. I will not have myself. Um, I will not have myself, and I did not know my self worth during that time. So I kept tolerating a lot of things which I shouldn't have. But I kept my emotions hidden inside me for so long, for so many years, since college, that it kind of started building up inside me, and I did not realize it till the day that I broke up with him. So I still remember it was 2nd October 2018 when I called him to a cafe coffee day restaurant. We sat there because by that time, uh, so a little before that, I already got into this bodybuilding and this workout and everything. And fitness did really change my mindset. I cannot ignore that at any cost. I used to be a very timid, introvert kind of a girl. Um, but from the time that I started focusing on myself, focusing on my fitness, it helped to boost my confidence level, and that helped me to push myself to get out of this toxicity and understand that nobody can treat me like that, and this is only happening because I'm allowing him to treat me like that, like a trash can. And actually, I started my fitness journey in 2017. And gradually, I started to change my mindset. It did not, I was not intentionally doing it, it just happened over time. Maybe because with my transformation, with my fitness transformation, I saw a lot of inner transformation that happened within me. My mindset improved, my tolerance level improved. I started to feel more confident and happy about myself. I started realizing my self worth, and all these things helped me to build the courage to go up to him and say that, hey, you know what, this is not working for me anymore, and let's break up and move on with our lives. And it was 2nd October 2018 when I called him and we had that conversation. I told him that um, I really don't remember his reactions, his face at all, but I do remember what I was feeling. I felt like there was a heavy 40 kilos dumbbell that was kept on my chest for many years, and suddenly it got lifted up and I was free to breathe. And after that, when we were leaving the cafe, he told me that I'll drop you to your home, and I told him, no, it's fine, I'll go by myself. And that was a huge thing to say because I was very dependent on him. I would only go out with him, or I will not go out at all. He has to drop me home, or else I'll just be scared everywhere. Like I said, I was a very introvert, timid kind of a girl that time, but I was improving myself, I was working on myself. So I left the cafe, I went home. I went to my home and sat on my balcony for a really long time. And I started talking to myself and I said that, Swarnali, I think you're finally free. You are free to do whatever you want. You now know how you want to treat people. If people don't treat you right, you don't keep them in your life. You have that choice. It's not like you are bounded by something and you will let people walk over you, which I have let him do for the last 5 years. But that breakup was really hurtful because almost for like 1 year before I decided to take this step to go up to him and say that this is not working out, I was actually I was actually going through multiple mental breakdowns. There was a point in my life when I was not able to talk to anybody. I would isolate myself completely, stay in my room, cry all day. There were curtains in my room, so I would just hug the curtains because I had nobody to hug. I would just hug the curtains and cry myself to sleep, and keep telling to myself, why is this happening to me? Why I feel so bad? What is so wrong about me? Because I thought he was cheating on me because I wasn't good enough. That was me, 22 years old, and I did not know that that is not how I was supposed to think about myself. So ultimately, my mental breakdowns was so high that I was not able to focus on anything. I was almost on the verge of quitting my job and go back home. I even had this conversation with my parents when I told them that I'm not feeling good about this job. I don't want to do it. I want to quit. I want to come back home, and they were very supportive about it. And it was in that moment that I realized that ever since my childhood that I can remember, I always wanted to be an independent woman. I always wanted to be a career woman. I don't know, I'm not a quitter. I never wanted to be a quitter. I can't quit my life because of somebody else. I can't give up on my dreams. At that moment, I knew that I need some help, and I need some professional help. I searched for the nearest therapist in my location and I went up to him. I took a couple of sessions. I told him my entire story. He did help me go through some of the toughest time, help me build my confidence level. He did tell me to focus more on my fitness and invest more time into it because that will eventually help my mental health as well. That's how it went for the next couple of months. Some sessions, some therapy, and I talked to a professional and I felt better that yeah, I am not alone, I am not suffering alone. I have somebody to help me. And I think that was one of the best decisions that I have taken till now because it helped me so much to improve my life. And one thing I still remember is after that 2nd October, next day when I was going to office, I was sitting in my office cab and I had some tears roll down from my eyes. I don't know why. I quickly rubbed it off. And I took my phone out because usually, whenever I would feel sad or feel bad, I would usually text him or call him and talk to him. But I did not have that option, and it hit me very bad that Swarnali, you are on your own now. There's nobody. And I think that feeling made me even stronger. So even after that, I did a couple of sessions with my therapist. I continued on my fitness journey, and that is when actually I decided that I would compete, and I would compete in bodybuilding competition. The reason why I wanted to narrate this entire story to you is because I know that I am not alone in such breakup. There are so many of you, there are so many people who go through such heartbreak every now and then in our life. When we are attached to somebody very emotionally, we have invested into someone very emotionally, it's very difficult to get out of that situation and again live our life on our own, knowing that that person is no more there in your life. There is no option to talk to that person again. And I think at some point in our life, or maybe as we grow up, we realize our self-worth through various episodes that happens in our life. This breakup that I went through became one of the life changing events in my life, and that's why today I call it the best breakup I ever had, because this heartbreak not only helped me boost my self confidence but also helped me realize what I don't want in my life. At that time I was still clueless what kind of person I want in my life, I want in my partner, what kind of qualities I want in my partner. But I was very damn sure what are the qualities I don't want in my partner, and that was disloyalty. And like I always say, universe works in mysterious ways. Sometimes it will break your heart to make you a stronger person, and that's what happened to me during that time. Thank you, universe, that I got heartbroken at that time of my life. It is this incident that shaped me to be the woman that I am today. Today, when I am 29 years old, I know my self worth. I know how I want people to treat me. And if anybody mistreats me, I'll just get off from that situation and never see that person again in my life. Now I have that confidence in me. Now I know that I can do whatever I want to. I have that determination to do that. And you know what? I also realized that as we grow up, our thoughts go mature. You know that quote which says, a man is often known by his company? Yeah, something similar. As human, the kind of person that we become over time also determines the circle of people that we have in our life. And maybe because of that, I made the actual love of my life, who is now my husband, my dearest husband. And I feel so blessed that I got my heart broken like that during that time, because that made me push myself to be better. It was 2019 when I met my husband. In no time, we found out that we have similar goals, similar principles about life. And thank you, universe, that this episode of my life happened. You know, one more thing that this entire incident taught me, just because you know somebody for many years doesn't mean that you know that person inside out. I was in a relationship with this person for the last 5 years and still couldn't figure out what this person want. And when I met my husband, in no time I realized that this is it. This is the person I want in my life. And thank God this breakup happened. Otherwise, now thinking that I might be married to that man who cheated on me so many times and I chose to be with that person for the rest of my life, kill me for sure. But yes, that was my story. To be very honest, I still get hurt when I think about it, when this entire incident gets reminded. But I also have a lot of gratitude that this happened. I am not justifying the fact that whatever this person did it right. Of course, he did it wrong and he should not be doing it with any other person. But somehow I'm also grateful that this happened in my life. And I also understand that when I was 22 years old, he was also like 23 or 24 years old, very young to understand what's right and what's wrong. Obviously, maturity comes over time. He is now married to that girl that he cheated me on. This could be an irony, but I genuinely feel very happy about them. That out of whatever happened, out of whatever heartbreak I went through, at least something good happened out of it, and they are happily married, happily living together. And I only wish the best for their life. You know what? Even though I was very young during that time to understand all these things, I always knew one thing, that it is not the fault of that girl whatever happened. She chose things that was right, that she thought is right for her. So I had zero grudges against her. I only felt bad because the person who was my boyfriend, the person who I was in relationship with, chose to cheat on me instead of telling me the truth. So he had a choice, either to cheat or not to cheat, and he decided to cheat on me. So ultimately it was his decision. So I never had any grudges against that girl. I still feel she is extremely beautiful, and I only wish the best to both of their lives. So yeah, that was one of the episodes from my life, the best breakup I ever had. Do you have something similar in your life? I would love to know about it. Can you please write those down in the comments? Well, that is it for today. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Thank You Universe podcast. I am your host Swarnali Saha Pahel. You can call me Swara. Share this story with someone that you think might benefit. I'll see you guys in another episode. Till then, bye.